The Bhagavad Gita is part of the great epic called Mahabharata. It is a very interesting teaching between Lord Krishna, the charioteer, and Arjuna, the great warrior. And this teaching happens in the middle of the battlefield, where on one side the Kauravas are there and on the other side the Pandavas are there. And this teaching happens between one teacher and one student, a one-to-one teaching. But yet it is considered one of the most important teachings in our country and the Vedic tradition. The Bhagavad Gita is acknowledged by every Acharya as a yoga text. Every chapter is given the suffix yoga, like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, etc. Each chapter is called a chapter on yoga. So it's called as a Yoga Shastra. Now this is because Acharya Krishna in this teaching, through these 18 chapters, is asking us to reconnect with what is essentially in our heart and focus on what is called Swadharma, our dharma that is very unique to us. In order to discover our dharma and fulfill this dharma, the first step is a connection to oneself. If we are not connected to ourselves, how can we know our dharma and how can we actually implement our dharma? This is one of the many reasons why the Bhagavad Gita is essentially considered a yogic text. There are some other reasons as well, because in certain chapters of the Bhagavad Gita, there are techniques that have been talked about pranayama, there are techniques that have been talked about meditation, there are techniques that have been talked about how to have our diet, what kind of lifestyle we should lead, etc., which are all different aspects of what Patanjali presents as the Ashtanga Yoga. So this is yet another reason why the Bhagavad Gita is indeed considered a yoga text. The last reason why I would personally feel that the Bhagavad Gita is considered as a yoga text is because of the very context in which this teaching has been given. The teaching has been given in a battlefield. Now our life is a battlefield. We have challenges each day. We have problems with our family members sometimes, we have problems with our society we live in sometimes, we have traffic jams to deal with, we have employment deadlines to deal with, we have our government politics to deal with. Sometimes these things are very challenging and this shakes us. So what the Bhagavad Gita teaches us is that in the middle of day-to-day challenges, we must anchor ourselves deep in our heart and connect to our core and find stability in the middle of conflict. And this is why I personally believe that the Bhagavad Gita is an extraordinary yogic text, and every yoga aspirant must try to study this text and understand its core meaning, which is very valuable even in modern society today.